Welcome to the Man Cave Podcast with Dan Kasper.
Hoops-wise, Bucks last night falling to the Golden State Warriors, 120-113. Bucks dropping to 16-21 on the season as they're in the middle of their West Coast trip right now. I know last night too there was a little bit of drama between Draymond Green. You had it looked like a hard foul on Giannis. Giannis thought it was a flagrant, wasn't. He got a delay of game. Doc Rivers was very upset after the game with the officiating and such. This was from Eric Name. He asked Doc Rivers what he thought about his team's ability to keep their composure in the face of calls that didn't go their way. And this is what he had to say, quote, "I thought in the first half we didn't do a good job of it, but listen, I also thought veteran teams like this get away with things. How you don't look at the flagrant foul is ridiculous, right? And listen, I'm a big Draymond Green fan before I say that. And the reason I am is because he is such an instigator, all right? But they call a tech in the first half on Porter after Draymond Green's waving his hands at the refs, yelling at the refs. But then they call a tech on Porter. I mean, give me a break. Clear, flagrant foul. It was a wind-up. It was impact. They didn't even look. And then they, all three, come out of halftime and said, man, we blew that. That was a flagrant. We should have looked. My only question, well, what were you looking at? I mean, you called a foul. You saw something. It's really frustrating there. So what I'm saying is, in our defense, they say that's frustrating. And then Porter saying, I barely say anything to the ref and I got a tech. I'm hearing this guy cuss at them and nothing. So that's frustrating. Draymond Green is a very polarizing player in the NBA. I feel like he is one of those players that we talk a lot about in college basketball, where if he is on your team, you probably like him. But if he's on the other team, you probably can't stand him. Probably like what Brad Davison was for a lot of non-Badgers fans. Probably like what Aaron Kraft was, former Ohio State player. Feel like that's the case. And this game, too, is coming off of a Warriors game a couple nights ago where Steve Kerr was really upset and such. So I don't know if it was – how many times have we kind of seen that where games, it's like the makeup games or, that sort of thing, when especially more so in basketball, it feels like. But, yeah, Draymond Green he's let's just say – politely an acquired taste at this point. An acquired taste. Talented player, but an acquired taste. Bucks, though, next game up will be Friday, taking on the Lakers. So one player that was kind of thrown out there, not really. I mean, when you look at I guess the ESPN rumors and reports and that, his name really wasn't thrown out there. And this might have been more of a fan pick, but one trade that won't happen for the Bucks, Trae Young. He has been moved to the Washington Wizards. CJ McCollum and company coming over in return. So Trae Young going to the Wizards, I guess, unless the Wizards decide to flip him in that too, but doesn't seem like that's going to be the case because seems like the GM in Washington was with Atlanta when they acquired Trae Young. So, but take that name off if that was the name that you were potentially interested in for the Bucks to go acquire. So, but that's the first domino to fall, and we are less than a month away from the NBA trade deadline. Maybe this is the first one to fall, and maybe the waterfall kind of comes after that. But I do wonder, and I said it the other day, but I do wonder, with this stretch of games that the Bucks are currently on, will this determine whether the Bucks are aggressive at the deadline to acquire players or stand pat or, dare I say, move on from Giannis? And we chatted a little bit about it in the 9 o'clock hour, or was it 8 o'clock hour yesterday, I believe. But is Giannis, if you're a Wisconsin sports fan, a Bucks fan, or a Giannis fan, but is Giannis at the point where you just want what's best for Giannis? Like, maybe you are I think it was Nick yesterday that chimed in saying, I just want Giannis to go win another one, and, let's start all over, move on from him. Let's not waste, don't waste Giannis anymore. Let him go get another championship. If you're a Bucks fan, are you kind of in that same mindset where, you know what, things aren't going great right now for Milwaukee? The Bucks are not playing good basketball right now. So I want Giannis to go have a better shot at winning a ring elsewhere. Do you want to see that? I mean, I shouldn't say do you want to see that. I think we all would like to see, if you're a Bucks fan, we would all like to see Giannis win another ring for Milwaukee. We'd all like to see that, right? But are we getting closer to the point of, all right, I just want him to win another ring. I want what's best for Giannis. Because the NBA is, in my opinion, becoming more and more of an individualized sport. Like, younger fans, they're clamoring, I think, more towards favorite players instead of favorite teams. And I think part of that, though, too, is because there's so much player movement within the league. It's so hard. 1 year you're on top of the world with your favorite team, but then their superstar's gone. Like, you're a Mavericks fan because you got Luka, then all of a sudden you wake up one day, or you go on the internet, or you turn on the TV, and it's like Luka got traded. What? How did that happen? Yeah, we see that sometimes in other leagues. Not as much, I would argue, in the NFL. We do see it sometimes in Major League Baseball. But the NBA, it comes a lot quicker. And that's where, like, when my kid, for example, if he's sitting there saying, Dad, I want so-and-so's basketball jersey, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, but how long is that guy going to be there? I didn't think that was going to be the case with Dame when he got his jersey last year for his birthday, and lo and behold, it was. I remember as a kid, I would get a lot of jerseys on clearance at Shields for like $10, $15. Players never played for them, for that team again, but it's like, hey, I just wanted a basketball jersey. It's just, yeah, it's so, I would argue the NBA is more individualized in terms of where you got a lot of fans that are fans of the players, maybe more so than fans of the teams. Like, okay, so my 8-year-old, he's a Bucks fan, but he's got favorite players from the T-Wolves, from the Hornets, from the Lakers, all across the board. That's not the case for his football. He's Packers through and through. Doesn't like Justin Jefferson because he plays for the Vikings. And maybe that would be different if, I don't know, like Bucks had a rival with Celtics, Lakers type of thing. Maybe. And he's the same way with baseball too. Cubs, no. Can't like a player on the Cubs. He likes, Ohtani a little. He is an Aaron Judge fan, I will say that. So